Diaries of a Madman. Chapter 188. Part 2 of 5. So what else is happening in the world? Athena asked. Hera sighed and fell back down onto me. I felt her fingers go into my hair and start playing with it. I don't remember if I told you, but the Dragon King Pyrite's insanity was cured. Turns out it was being caused by a fire elemental. That dude is utterly enormous. His batshit crazy mother adopted me, so he's technically my brother now. I hate dragons, Hera said. You should do your best to kill them all. Have you had any word from Arachne? Athena asked. Apparently Discord visited her recently to pinch her cheeks. I don't know any more, though. I was planning on going back and trying to speak with her eventually. Let me know if you do. I will give you a few things to ensure you survive the attempt. Cool. I don't think I have any more news in which you'd be interested. Well, we will need time to prepare for your coming visit, Athena said. Then I'll get out of your hair, I said. Assuming Hera would be fine with getting out of mine. Almost done, she said. I hadn't realized it, but apparently her hands were moving with purpose. I hadn't actually done anything with my hair after I woke up, so it was kinda all over the place. When she finished, it was done up. I couldn't really tell what she did, though. There. Thank you, I said. Always happy to help, she said, pulling back so she could kiss me on the cheek. Farewell for now, Navi. Just like that, I appeared in front of the book. I opened it up and got kicked out into the real world. Surprisingly enough, I ended up in bed with Luna. When I looked around, I discovered that it was definitely my room. So why are you in my bed? I asked. I wanted to see how comfortable it was, she replied, making no attempt to move. Kot gave me the book and told me that you wanted to see me. Did you finish your assignment? Ah. Yes. I may have cheated a little, but yes. How did you cheat? I ask. I ask for advice. Well, what did you come up with? Why shouldn't I allow you to wear a collar? I have determined that some might construe it as a sexual thing. It is, not something that occurred to me. I was unaware that some found it enjoyable in that way. Can you think of any other reasons, or is that it? That is all I could think of. Very well. There's nothing wrong with asking for help with a problem, but you need to be able to apply the advice you get to other problems in the future. Did you finish your gift? I did. Her horn lit up and a beautiful emerald necklace appeared on the bed. It had 3 gemstones on it, 2 smaller ones to the side and a large one in the middle. All of them were swirling with some poor bastard's soul. Very intricate runes were carved all over it. For your inspection. It's pretty, I said. What does it do? The 2 smaller gems are linked into a shield rune. They power a shield around the flesh of whoever is wearing it. The larger gem fuels a blink rune. It will allow the wearer to mark a location and teleport back using code words, within about 50 meters. They both sound very useful. Anything else? That is all, she said. It's approved. You can give it to whoever. Good. She placed a hoof on it and pushed it across the bed. I forged you a gift, my lady. I had a feeling you'd say that. I didn't really need to be lugging around a huge steal me sign all day, but I did want to try it on to make her feel better. That in mind, I grabbed it and placed it around my neck. The cool metal settled heavily on me and I felt a small surge of energy coming from my chest. That was interesting. The shield is a passive effect, she said. If something tries to pierce your skin, it will react. Otherwise, it should stay down. So what are these code words? I ask. Mark and recall. Nice. Kot also asked me to inform you that breakfast should be ready fairly soon. I thought I told her I wasn't eating. You told her that you didn't want food brought to you. I suppose she assumed that meant you wanted to eat with the others. Of course she did. Well, what are your plans for the day? I ask. In the absence of other orders, I plan to return to the bunker. Watcher allowed most of his troops to return for a short break, so they likely need pony power. Go for it. She didn't move, though. Unless there's something else you needed. Are you sure it is wise to have your coma in this book? It's not wise to have the coma at all. I don't see any reason not to compound the retardation. I've already made arrangements with Athena and Hera. This is happening. I would never think to stand in your way, of course. I just think my sister was hoping to be the one to look after you. She couldn't stop Discord from doing anything to me. I feel like Athena and Hera might stand a better chance, assuming he'd even be able to get to me. I also have other reasons. I would like to meet these two. Well, I was just in there. I don't really want to go back at the moment, so her horn lit up and she grabbed the book with magic, floating it over. Before I could do anything, it opened, sucking her inside. Wow. Well, it's out of my hands now. I hopped off the bed and walked over to my desk, removing the necklace as I went. The gene-locked box was under there, so I slid it out and popped it open. When I rearranged some stuff for enough space, I set the necklace down and sealed the box back, then kicked it under the desk. That done, I found some shoes and started walking downstairs. The sunroom had the normal assortment of people. A few guards looked up at me from a couple of tables and smiled. Some of them called out their various good morning phrases and I shot mine back. At another table, Doppel was sitting in Spike's lap, feeding him with a weird smile on her face. That one was kinda out there, but it wasn't too uncommon. Jack, Watcher, and Sentinel were all sitting in one of the corners, talking conspiratorially and sending furtive glances my way. That bore looking into, but it wasn't what really got my focus. The table I decided to walk up to was one right next to the window, where Silver Quill was sitting alone. The entire table was covered in paperwork, but her eyes were staring straight out the window. For some reason, that just caught my attention. I walked up to her and she didn't look up. After a second or two of standing there, I put a hand on her shoulder. She jumped in shock. "Good morning," I said. I. Good morning, my lady." I pulled out the seat next to her and sat. "How you feelin'?" Good. I'm good." She looked back down at her notes and lifted a pen with magic. I just need to rest my eyes sometimes, you know." "Right. Listen. Well, we'll start with this. How'd your vacation go?" Her ears flopped down. "It was good. How about yours, my lady?" "I had a lot of fun." "Fun, right. Me too." She quietly sighed and muttered, "Me too." "So. What did you do on your vacation?" "I You know, I don't want you to think about my time, my lady. That wouldn't be proper. Maybe not for a lady, but it would be for a friend." My lady, Silver, I can be both." She softly sniffled. Before she could start crying, I patted her on the arm. "Let's get you some fresh air." She sniffled again. "But I need to. There's so much work left and..." "Come on. Please." As you wish, my lady." "Right now, it's, as you wish, Navarone." She didn't reply, but still followed me outside. It was incredibly cold and I almost immediately regretted my decision, but her horn lit up and I suddenly felt warm. "Thank you." "You're welcome, Navarone." We started walking toward the fountain. Despite the chilly air, the rainbow liquid was still going. "So tell me about your vacation, Silver." "Well, I didn't take one." Hey. Why not?" "It's just... well, There's so much work left. I don't want to let you down. Silver, I don't know how much more bluntly I need to put this. You are doing an incredible job. She stopped in her tracks. I am very impressed. You are extremely good at what you do. Thank you, my lady. But as your friend, I'm worried about you. What do you mean, my lady? Everything's just peachy. Silver, don't lie to me. You're really bad at it. Something's wrong. Now, you have two choices. Choice 1, you can woman up and tell me what's wrong. Choice 2, we're going back inside and I'm hugging you and maybe rubbing your belly until you tell me. That was the weirdest threat I've ever been given. And I was a slave to an evil dictator for a while. Thanks, I try. Now what's it gonna be? Would you pet my mane? Absolutely. I might even call you my little Sylvie. She shuddered in horror. Or maybe repressed desire. Who am I to judge? Fine. Fine, we'll do it the easy way. You sure? I sweetly ask. You look like you could use a hug, Sylvie. I surrender. You win. Good. Now get on with it. I continued walking to the fountain because it looked better than standing in a pit of snow. Thankfully, she followed, though she kept her eyes to the ground. When we finally got there, I cleared out a spot on the fountain's side and sat. I immediately regretted that decision when the leftover snow melted right through my skirt and into my panties, making my pink clam nice and icy. I did my best to bear that stoically. She still wasn't looking up at me. Silver, what's wrong? I just don't know how to please you. You always seem happy with everything I do, but you never say I do anything wrong. How can I serve you better when I don't know how to earn your approval? I just wanna. Just wanna, what, Silver? You can tell me anything. I want you to be happy here. I just wanna earn your respect, she finally blurted. Silver. You've had my respect ever since you escaped with me. Ever since then, I've seen you barreling past several obstacles I've encountered on my own like they were nothing. You were able to get over what happened while you were there like it was nothing, or so you made it seem. It's taken me this long to start getting over stuff that happened years ago. You were able to face your attacker the moment you had the chance, instead of running and hiding like I did. And then, despite trying desperately to prove yourself to me, you still managed to get an incredible amount of work done. But I'm starting to see you struggle with one thing I'm still fighting against. And I wanted to talk to you about it. And, what is that? You spend a lot of time worrying about how others feel about you. How much time do you spend worrying about how you feel about you? I don't understand. How do you feel about yourself, Silver? Are you happy? Or are you constantly anxious, always worrying about how others feel about you? Well, we're in hard truth time now, Silver, I said. Come on, out with it. You're just so good at everything. Everything you touch turns to gold. I've heard about what you've done for everybody else on the crew and I just wanna be like them too. I want you to change me, but you like me just how I am. That's not true at all, I said, crossing my arms. But you just said. I just said that you were a great little drone, I said. I just said that all of your working skills are amazing. But you as a person. You're lacking. You're trying to be like me because you don't know who you are. You're focusing on who you could be, or who you want to be, instead of who you are. There's no magic trick, Silver. I can't wave a wand and make you better overnight. You have to decide what better means to you, first. Once you get there, I can guide you as best I can. But how can I know what's right? Explore. That's what I'm doing. See what feels right. Don't do anything stupid, of course, but try new things. See how you like different hobbies. Decide how you feel about certain things. Maybe make a few new friends or pick up a hunky boyfriend. If you want, I can hire you a cute, single stallion as an assistant. She blushed bright red, of course. I don't know what to say. Sounds like a pretty good place to begin right there, Silver. Do you want to keep being a perfect little worker drone, or do you want to be Silver Quill? You make it sound like that's a choice. Trying new things can be hard, I said with a shrug. But I know your secret, Silver. Her blush traveled even further down her neck. What? I know you're braver than you think. I think you're really strong, you're just afraid to show it. I don't understand. Again. I grinned and said, being a happy person takes guts, Silver. You gotta be incredibly brave, or you'll falter and fall back into old habits. But I know you can do it. She looked away for a few long seconds before nodding. I get it now. Get what? Well. One day, I tried talking to Cod and Doppel about you. They got to talking about how you, I guess, build ponies up. I couldn't understand what they meant, then. I thought you would mold me into the perfect shape. I never once thought you'd want me to be who I want to be. God damn it, not this again. That's all I've ever wanted, Silver. Now, first things first, you're taking a vacation. No excuses, that's mandatory. You're gonna go somewhere out of town and just have fun. Don't think about work, don't think about me. Just think about what you want to do. I think I can do that. Good. Now, shall we head back? Yeah. We should. I hopped off the cold, wet fountainside and started walking back. She turned to follow me but didn't take a step. Nav, I turned back to face her and realized how close we were still standing. I walked in closer and knelt down to hug her. She flinched back but didn't pull away. Finally, after what felt like forever, she hugged me back. End of part 2.